Have you ever wondered how search engines work? In the vast digital universe of the internet, search engines have become our trusted guides, leading us to the information we seek amidst a sea of seemingly endless data. They are like the librarians of the World Wide Web, cataloging and organizing information to ensure it's easily accessible when needed. Search engines play a crucial role in our day-to-day internet usage. They are the tools that help us navigate the web, whether we're looking for the latest news, researching a topic for a school project, or simply trying to find that hilarious cat video we saw a week ago. But the process of how these search engines locate and present the information we search for is a complex and fascinating one. To understand how search engines work, we need to understand the three main processes they use: crawling, indexing, and ranking. Crawling is the initial step where search engines send out a team of robots, known as crawlers or spiders, to find new and updated content. These crawlers move around the web from site to site, gathering information like a spider weaving its web. Once the crawlers have gathered the information, it's time for indexing. This process is akin to a librarian cataloging a book. The search engine organizes the data collected by the crawlers, storing it in a massive database known as an index. This index is constantly updated as new information is found and cataloged. Finally, we have ranking. This is the process that determines the order in which search results appear. When you type a query into a search engine, it sifts through its vast index and uses a complex algorithm to determine which sites are most relevant to your search. The most relevant results are then presented to you, ranked in order of their perceived usefulness. These three processes combined create the intricate web that is a search engine, a tool that has become integral to how we navigate and interact with the digital world. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of the inner workings of search engines. When a search engine begins its journey, it starts with something called crawling. Now, what is crawling? It's the process by which search engines discover updated content on the internet, be it a new site, changes to an existing site, or a completely dead link. This is done using pieces of software known as bots or spiders, and the process is aptly named because these bots systematically crawl through the web, much like a spider weaves its web. These bots are not random in their approach. They start from a list of known web addresses, which are gathered from previous crawl processes and sitemap data provided by webmasters. They then use links on these sites to discover new content. Essentially, links act as roads or pathways leading the bot from one piece of content to another, creating a vast interconnected web. Now, imagine the web as a gigantic library with no central filing system. It's the spider's job to sift through this massive amount of data and bring order to the chaos. They scan the pages, taking note of key signals, from new and updated content to the type of content on the page. What's interesting is, these bots are not just mindlessly scouring the web. They're intelligent, programmed to understand various aspects of a web page such as meta tags, keyword density, and even the quality of content. And what happens when a bot visits a website? It reads the site's content, understanding and storing the information. It then follows the links on the site to new web pages, and the cycle continues. This continuous process of crawling is the lifeblood of search engines. It's how they stay updated, always ready with the most recent information when a user types in a query. But what happens after the crawling? The data that's collected needs to be sorted and stored, right? That's where the next step comes in, which is indexing. Crawling ensures that the search engine is always up to date with the latest content on the web. Once the crawling process is complete, search engines move on to the next step, which is indexing. So what exactly is indexing? Think of it as the process of sorting and storing the information that's been gathered during crawling. This information is stored in a massive database known as an index. Here's an analogy that might help. Imagine a colossal library with billions of books. Without a system to organize these books, finding the one you need would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. That's where indexing comes in. It's the librarian of this immense digital library, meticulously cataloging each web page, image, and video into an organized system. But how does indexing work? Well, search engines use complex algorithms to process the crawled data. These algorithms analyze the content, links, and code of each web page. They determine what the page is about, how valuable it is, and where it needs to be stored in the index. This process ensures that when you type a query into a search engine, it can quickly scan its index and provide you with the most relevant results. Remember the keywords that were identified during the crawling stage. During indexing, these keywords are used to categorize each web page. This categorization is crucial because it enables search engines to understand the content of each page. And understanding the content is the first step towards determining its relevance to a given search query. Lastly, it's important to note that the index is constantly updated. As new content is published on the web and existing content is updated or deleted, search engines recrawl and reindex the web pages. This continuous updating ensures that the index remains current and that search results are as accurate and relevant as possible. So there you have it. Indexing is the process of organizing the vast amount of information available on the web. It's like creating a vast library where information is neatly organized and easily accessible. With an organized index in place, search engines now move on to the final step, ranking. So, what is ranking? In its most basic form, ranking is the process by which search engines decide the order in which indexed pages should appear in the search results for a given query. But it's not a random process, or even a simple one. It involves complex algorithms that analyze and weigh numerous factors to determine the relevance and quality of each page. Let's break it down. Relevance is how closely a page's content matches the search query. Search engines use keywords, the words and phrases you type into the search bar, to determine this. If you search for how to bake a cake, a page that includes those exact words in that order is likely to be deemed highly relevant. Quality, on the other hand, is a measure of a page's credibility and usefulness. Search engines use a variety of factors to evaluate this, but a key one is backlinks. Backlinks are links from other websites to the page in question. The logic is simple. If a lot of reputable websites link to a page, it's probably because that page provides high-quality information. But it doesn't stop there. User experience also plays a crucial role in ranking. If a page loads quickly, is easy to navigate and keeps users engaged, search engines will take note. They'll also consider how often users click on the page in the search results and how long they stay on the page. These factors are seen as indications of the page's appeal to users. In essence, ranking is a sophisticated process that aims to deliver the most relevant and high-quality results for each search query. It's a constantly evolving game of checks and balances, with search engines continually refining their algorithms to better serve users. So the next time you type a query into a search engine and click on the first result, remember that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than meets the eye. Ranking ensures that when you search for something, the most relevant and high-quality results appear at the top. Now that we've explored the processes of crawling, indexing, and ranking, it's time for a quick recap. Search engines, the unsung heroes of our digital age, operate in a world that's as intricate as it is invisible. Their work begins with crawling, the digital equivalent of a spider weaving its web. As this digital spider moves from link to link across the vast expanse of the internet, it collects data about the content it finds, storing it in a massive database known as the index. This index, a veritable library of the internet, is where the next step of the process takes place, indexing. Here, the search engine catalogs each page, sorting and organizing the information it collected during the crawling process. It's a mammoth task, akin to a librarian categorizing every book in the world. And then we come to ranking. Remember our librarian? Imagine if they were also tasked with ranking every book based on its relevance and quality. That's essentially what search engines do. They analyze a myriad of factors, from the number of times a keyword appears on a page to the reliability of the website, to determine which pages are most relevant to a user's search query. But it doesn't stop there. Search engines are constantly updating their algorithms, learning and evolving to better understand user intent and deliver the most relevant results. It's a never-ending cycle of crawling, indexing, and ranking, all happening in the blink of an eye. Each step, from the meticulous crawling of web pages to the careful indexing and the sophisticated ranking, is indispensable. They work together in perfect harmony, ensuring that when you hit search, you're presented with the most relevant, reliable, and high-quality results. So the next time you type a query into a search engine, you'll know there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than